Sure. First, I wanted to ask you about the statement you read out about Sri Lanka. Since the report was delivered at the Human Rights Council, the president of Sri Lanka, Mr. Sirisena, has said in Sri Lanka that there will be no foreign judges, no hybrid court. So I wanted to know, I know this was an issue that the former Secretary General had kind of a personal interest in, this idea of following up on the 2009 events. What's the response of the UN system to essentially a flat no by the president?
The situation remains one that we're following. I think I would encourage you to ask the Human Rights, or causing the Human Rights Office, who are in the lead on this issue.
And I also wanted to ask you, yesterday I'd asked you about this letter from the former senator, the Senate President of Nigeria. And maybe they misunderstood it, but the press in Nigeria picked up on your answer and said that no letter has been received at all. So I wanted to know, you said you hadn't seen it. Did that just mean that you personally hadn't seen it, or have you checked to see whether the letter...
We have not. I have not received any confirmation that a letter has been received. I can't speak to whether or not a letter was sent, since we were apparently, if this letter exists, the recipients. As far as the recipients, as of today, nothing has been received.
And can I ask one just related to this?
Please.
Since the council is on this trip and is in Cameroon, I wanted to know whether whether, I don't know, I guess DPA has taken any notice of this protest in the Anglophone areas of Cameroon. Many people have been arrested. 8 journalists have been detained. What is the UN? It seems like the Security Council's focus is entirely on the Boko Haram aspect, but is anyone in the UN system concerned and trying to get some answers?
We're obviously following it, and I'll see if I can get you something further.
To ask you a couple questions about Burundi. One is just there was a letter sent in by Ambassador Shinjiro, dated February 21st, but it's only become public recently, saying that 3 opposition politicians that had fled the country have returned, and this is a good sign and should be circulated. People there are saying that these people didn't flee under threat of arrest at all. It's a kind of a misleading presentation. Have you seen this, or is it?
Well, if it's been circulated, I have no way of verifying what the ambassador said.
Sure. There's also, because of the UN's historical, I guess, work on the FDLR issue, an FDLR member, Habimana Barimo, has surfaced in Rwanda, and it's said that he had been in training the youth wing of the CNDD-FDD. And I wanted to know both just in terms of the sanctions committee, who tracks this in terms of the FDLR, I guess, is looked at by the DRC sanctions committee. But if in fact this group is in Burundi, is this fall within the mandate of?
That's a question for Security Council, how they organize and how they follow their own sanctions.
And the other question, this is going to be now the third, and I'm hoping last time that I'm asking this because I think it is in your mandate. DPKO. Can you state why DPKO is, and it's been like about 10 days, training the Burundian contingent in CAR in the use of drones, given what the Human Rights Council and others have said about the Burundian forces, how they operate in Burundi itself?
If I can get some confirmation.
Have you tried?
I do actually try.
Right.
But if I can get some confirmation, then I will share that with you.
They don't confirm that they're training them?
As I said, if I get some confirmation, I'll share with you. Thank you.
Okay. Can I ask you one other thing?
Let's save it for tomorrow. I'm lazy.
Saturday. Okay. Well, I will send you an email tomorrow.